Hello friends, myself Jenko Tamuli. I hope all of you are well. Today I want to discuss with you the question paper of education subject of SS Final 2025. Let's start to the main topic without waste of time. The first question is fill in the blanks. A. The Assam Higher Secondary Education Council was established in, answer will be 1984. The full form of KKHSOU is, the answer will be Krishna Kanta Handiko State Open University. C. The World Population Day is observed on, this answer will be 11th July. D. The basis of reward and punishment in education is law of dash of learning. Answer will be effect. E. A man identified a friend whom he was not met for a long time with the help of dash process recognition. F. The score that appears in maximum number in a distribution of scores is known as dash. Answer will be mode. Give short answer in one sentence. What was the name of the program adopted for improvement of primary education in India on the basis of National Education Policy 1986? Answer will be Operation Blackboard. What is meant by word open in open education? Answer will be, in open education, the word open means removing barriers and learning and access. In shortly, we can say that in open education, learners get full freedom or open in terms of age, sex, disciplines, subject selection, etc. Next question is, in which year Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Bill was passed? Answer will be 2005. Next question is, the driver of a car stops the car when he sees a red signal in a traffic point. Which method of learning seems to operate in this case? The answer will be conditioning method of learning. Next question is, mention any one environmental factor of interest. Answer will be socio-economic status is one of environmental factor of interest. Next question is, what is the positional measure of sentence tendency? The answer will be medium. Next, question number 2. What is ECCE? Answer will be, the NEP 1986 has used the term early childhood care and education, in shortly ECCE, in place of pre-primary or nursery education. It lays stress on the holistic nature of child development like nutrition, health, and social, mental, physical, moral, and emotional development. Number 3. What do you mean by vocational of secondary education? Kothari Commission of 1964-66 emphasizes particularly the needs of vocationalized secondary education and expand the vocational courses to cover about half of the total enrollment at this stage. A large variety of terminal courses should be organized, verifying in duration from 1 to 3 years. Question number 4. Next question is, what is work experience as suggested by Kothari Commission? According to Kothari Commission, work experience means the participation of student in productive situation at home, school, factory, farm, workshop, etc. It is very essential to develop the vocational attitude in the mind of the students. Question number 4. What is non-formal education considered as a flexible systems of education? Because It has flexibility in all aspects like time, place, attendance, curriculum, assessment, etc. Question number 5. Write 2 characteristics of distance education. Number 1. It is one type of non-formal education. 2. Teachers and learners are separate in distance education. They do not usually meet each other by face-to-face. Question number 6. What do you mean by value education? Education for human values or value education refers to the educational program which is geared to the realization the society as envisaged in its constitution for the good of society and the individual. It covers all aspects of personality development like aesthetic, intellectual, moral, social, and spiritual. Question number 7. Learning depends upon maturation. Explain with example. Answer will be learning is very much essential, or learning is very much depends upon maturation, because maturation plays an important role in learning. More maturity may result in make capacity to learn. For example, we can say 2 years old child cannot be taught reading, or 2 months old child cannot be given toilet training. So to learn something we have to wait for a certain level of maturation essential to facilitate that learning. Question number 8. Attention is a selective process. Briefly explain. Selectivity is an important characteristic of attention because our mind always select one out of many in order to pay attention. Question number 9. Mention 2 important characteristics of mental health. The 2 important characteristics of mental health are: number 1. Mental health indicates illness-free mental condition of an individual. Second one is an individual who is able to adjust with different situations of life without any major problem can be defined as mentally healthy individuals. Question number 10. What do you mean by preservative function of mental hygiene? The preservative function of mental hygiene especially help us to know the importance of mental health and measures, techniques, procedures that are to be followed for its preservation. This function is especially concerned with the welfare of human life and society as well. Question number 11. Mention 2 important characteristics of learning. It has many characteristics. Now I write the 2 important characteristics of learning as follows. Number 1, learning is establishment of bond between stimulus and response. Learning is an act of adjustment of individual with his environment. Learning is goal oriented. Learning is purposeful, etc. Question number 12. The third quartile of distribution is 60.44 and the quartile deviation is 6.5. Find out the first quartile of the distribution. Answer: given Q3 is equal 60.44, Q is equal 6.5, Q1 is equal what? We know that Q is equal Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2, or 2Q is equal Q3 minus Q1, or Q1 is equal Q3 minus twice Q. Q1 is equal 60.44 minus 2 into 6.5 is equal 60.44 minus 13.00. Answer will be 47.44. So the first quartile of the distribution is 47.44. Question number 13. The mean of 10 scores is 27. If one score is excluded, their mean is 25. Find out the excluded number. The mean of 10 scores is 27. That means total number of 10 score is equal 27 into 10, 270. If one score is excluded, that means 10 minus 1 equal to 9. The mean of the 9 scores is 25. The total score of 9 scores is 25 into 9 equal 225. Excluded number is equal the total of 10 scores minus the scores of 9 scores is equal to 270 minus 225 is equal 45. So the excluded number is 45. Next question will be 4-mark question. Here we discuss shortly in every question. Answer. The first question is suggest 4 measures to overcome problems of secondary education in Assam. In shortly we can say effective teaching methods should be implemented. Second one is the quality of textbook, teachers, guides and teaching materials should be satisfactory. 3. The evaluation system of secondary education should be free from evil. Last point is appointment of teachers should be free from political background. Or next question, what are the suggestions forwarded by National Education Policy 1986 regarding secondary education? Here we can write this. Number 1, secondary education begins to expose students to the differentiate rule of science, the humanities and social science. Second, this is also an appropriate stage to provide children with sense of history and national perspectives and give them opportunities to understand their constitutional duties and rights as citizens. That means development of citizenship. Third, conscious internationalization of healthy work ethos and the values of human and composite culture will be brought about through specialized institutions or through the refashioning of secondary education, which can at the stage provide a valuable manpower for economic growth. 4 number is pace setting schools established in various parts of the country. 15 number, describe briefly about the importance of non-formal education in present society. We may discuss as follows in this regard. Number 1, to universalize elementary education, to meet constraint of resource, to serve the scattered and scarcely populated area, to meet inaccuracy of formal education or education, to enable the pupil to learn while he earns. Or next question, mention 4 important characteristics of open education. The answer will be open education is one type of non-formal education. Open education is open for all people. Fees structure of the systems of education is moderate. Open education supplied self-learning materials to the learners. 16 number. Explain the relationship between education and women empowerment. Education is the key of women empowerment. Without education, women empowerment is not possible. Education is regarded as extremely essential for consolidating one's status and position in a society, which is largely driven by customs or tradition prevailing in a male-dominated society. The measures to be taken in this regard as follows. Ensure that every girl has access to free and compulsory primary education. Efforts should be made to eradicate illiteracy among women. Gender studies should be included as compulsory subject for the preschool level. Women should be engaged in different educational activities through non-formal education. 17. Discuss about the importance of physical education in school. It is said that physical education should be included in the first 10 years of school education. For this purpose, at the upper primary stage, exercise, gymnastics, athletics, judo, yoga, drill, scouting and guiding should be introduced. These options should be made available subject to the facilities available in the learner's performance. In health education, provision should be made for creation among learners and awareness related to common health problems, safety measures, nutritional problems, first aid, sanitation, and pollution. At the high school stage, athletics, gymnastics, yoga, meditation, swimming, etc. to be included in the course of physical education. Campaigning and various teams, games, and competitions should be introduced. In both upper primary and high school stage, NCC, guiding and scouting, social service should be added to the compulsory programs of physical education. Or, what are the objectives of physical education? Discuss. The objectives of physical education are: number 1, to improve all aspects of individual through physical wellness. 2, to develop sense of fraternity and teamwork with peers. 3, to promote healthy mental, moral and physical development. 4, to provide knowledge of proper utilization of leisure time. Question number 18. Mention 4 major objectives of environmental education. The 4 objectives of environmental education are: number 1, to develop awareness, to acquire knowledge about environment, to provide positive attitude toward the environment, to gain skills to identify and solve environmental problems. 19. Discuss briefly educative values, laws of readiness of learning. The educative value of laws of readiness of learning are: the teacher should know the appropriate physical situation of the students before going to teach a lesson. Second, the teacher should motivate the learners to be prepared to learn. Third one is, for mental readiness of students, the curriculum must be suitable for them, because if curriculum is not suitable for them, dissatisfaction may be arise among the learners. After all, without readiness, learning cannot be fruitful. Both teacher and student must be prepared for learning physically and mentally. 20. Distinguish between trial and error method of learning and insightful learning. The first of all, trial and error methods based on connectionism theory of learning. On the other hand, insightful learning method of learning is based on Gestalt theory of learning. The main profounder of trial and error method of learning is Edward Lee Thorndike. On the other hand, the propounder of insightful learning are Kohler, Kafka, Max Mortimer, etc. Solutions are found through repeated attempt and learning mistakes in trial and error method of learning. On the other hand, solution appears suddenly through a new understanding. In insightful learning. Trial and error method of learning is slow and experience based, while insightful method of learning is quick and shift in thinking. 21. Describe briefly any two economics method of memorization. Here we write two methods, whole method and learning by doing method. Or interest is precondition of attention. Explain it. Interest is precondition of attention because before going to pay attention on someone, we should give interest. Without interest, attention is not possible. Attention and interest are two very important and essential function of mind. Attention is focusing concentration on a subject or object of the environment. Interest, on the other hand, is that most important latent condition of attention. It is therefore evident that both these factors have great educational significance. In view of the close relationship between attention and interest, the famous psychologist William McDougall, in his book An Outline of the Psychology, made a beautiful remark. He said that interest is latent attention and attention is interest in action. He implies that attention and interest are so closely related that one cannot be completely separate from the other. Question number 22. What is bar diagram? Discuss about its different type. Bar diagram are those diagrams in which data are presented in the form of bars of rectangles. There are three types of bar diagrams. Number one is simple bar diagram, which can be drawn either one horizontal or vertical basis. Number two, multiple bar diagrams, which are denote more than one phenomenon. Multiple bars are used for direct comparison between two values. 3. Subdivided bar diagram. Here the bar is subdivided into various parts or portions. 23. Draw a frequency polygon from the following data. First of all, we should take a graph paper. Then we draw x-axis, y-axis. Then put up mid value of class interval in x-axis. Put frequencies, y-axis. Then one by one we draw a point on mid value of every class interval. Then it will be frequency polygon. Twenty-four. Describe the aims of education, secondary education as suggested by Mudaliar Commission. Secondary Education Commission 1982 recommended following aims of secondary education. Number one is democratic development of democratic citizenship. A. B is improvement of vocational capability and efficiency. C. Development of personality. And D. Education for leadership. We may elaborate in such a way. Question number 25. What is memory? Discuss briefly about the factors of memory. Memory is revival of the past experience and it involves certain process. According to William McDougall, in the strictest or narrowest sense of memory or remembering implies imagining of events as experience in the past. The main factor of memory are or memorization, learning, retention, recall, and recognition. These are the main factor of memory. Next, discuss how a teacher can improve the attention of a student in classroom environment. A teacher can use various techniques to improve the attention in the classroom. First of all, I write reward and punishment process. Second one is use of learning by doing method. Third one is repetition. Fourth one is use of humor, use of audio-visual aids or use of proper TLMs. 6, not to be lengthy because it makes students mentally tired and consequently they cannot be concentrated. Basically, it is found in lower section of or lower classes. 26. Explain briefly condition response method of learning. Discuss about bearing of this method classroom situation. Ivan Pavlov was a propounder of this classical conditioning theory of learning. Generally, natural stimulus result in natural response. For instance, saliva begins to flow from the mouth of the dog when it sees food. It is innate as well as natural. There is nothing to learn, but according to Pavlov, natural stimulus may sometimes be substituted by artificial stimulus or conditioned stimulus, it is called. A new connection of artificial stimulus and natural response may be created. In simple words, learning occurs when a natural response is associated with other artificial stimulus instead of natural stimulus. This is called conditioning response method of learning. Educational implementation of conditioning learning. Reward and punishment are closely associated with conditioning. Rewards strengthen the bond and punishment weaken it. Reward encourages the student to something better. On the contrary, punishment discourages. 2. It stresses the importance of repetition in learning, which is very useful for reading, writing, spelling, etc. With this method, it is possible to children to develop good habits like neatness, cleanliness, punctuality, regularity, discipline, etc. Fourth, with the help of this method, bad habits may be broken. You may write any 3 points from this points. What is mental health? Discuss about rule of school promoting mental health. The term mental health is very simple. It implies having to do with the mind. Parallelly, the term health means the state of being free from illness. Thus, mental health very simply means the state of being mentally free from illness. In another word, it means illness-free mental condition of an individual. As a social institution, the schools plays various roles in the proper development of the academic and social life of man. Parallelly, prevention of mental illness and preservation and development of the mental life and health. The school plays roles as mentioned under. The school helps to develop the psychophysical capabilities and qualities of the human child. It helps realize the value of sound mental health. It helps to know the problems of mental life. It helps to develop all the qualities, capabilities of human personality. It helps to make men emotionally strong. 27. That means last question. Find out the means from the following table using the assume mean method. First of all, you write the frequency distribution table in 3 columns. Class interval, frequency already has given. Then another column is X dash. Here we find out the position of mean. Second one is Fx dash. Mean formula am plus summation Fx dash divided by n into I. Here you put up am 52, Fx dash 3, n 40, I 5, then put down, the answer will be 52.38. This is all about the question paper of 2015. Let's stop for today. Thank you.